Hi all. What time is it? Um, thinking. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Steve at 10. How are you all doing? There's 4 people on so far. There's a few more. Four people. How are we doing? I mentioned earlier that last night they'll take the adverts off to make things easier. They should flow better. 6 people. Wow. That's good. In 2 minutes, see if we can get 100 done. Poor man's Jim, how are you doing? Nice to see you. See you all here. Luke. All right, Stevie boy, how are we doing? I'm just planning a couple of things here within 2 seconds. So let's get a few people on first, and we'll start on a couple of topics. Right. Has everybody had a good day? Because I've had a good day. I went to the gym, it was knackered. Hi, Paul, how are you doing? I'm going to talk about the crazy nights out I had. I don't know if you got any bad ones as well. Not bad ones, but just how we used to go on the booze and had no sort of off switch. There was no limit to what I could drink, really. Darren, I hope, well, I was thinking what you said last week, getting back to home and feeling safe. I felt like that would carry out for long. Yeah. It's funny how we get scared going out, isn't it? Don't go out for too long. What's all that about? It's madness, isn't it, when you think about it? I'm going to pin this at the top. Pin message. I pinned this buy me coffee link at the top. So I've taken the ads off here because it flows better without the ads, apparently. I did it last night. I got a couple of coffees in there, so it's good. Another day super well done. Hello, James. What car are you driving? It's a Mercedes, just an old one. Mercedes 200 thing. It wasn't very expensive, but it's quite a good. It's quite a good little car, yeah, to be honest with you. Darren, I have panic attacks, sweats, and I get in the house, lock the door, and anxiety would drain away. Yeah, it's weird. What's safe about being in the flat or a house? When I used to walk the streets of London as a policeman, I felt safe doing that. And then suddenly I can't even go out the house. It's absolutely mad, isn't it? Well, you go from being a very confident and able person to being like a mouse, scared onto the door. I mean, what's all that about? Again, I've said it again, haven't I? But why do we do that? What happens to us? It just makes me wonder sometimes. I had a panic attack. Well, getting back home was the be all and end of all of everything, because years ago it was I didn't want to stay in, and now I don't want to be in again. But now I don't want to stay in again. Now I'm sober. So you've got to concentrate on basically yourself, If you don't work on yourself, you're not getting anything done. You've got to focus on why you want to get sober. Is the main thing. Because if you don't have a plan, you'll never get sober. You need to have a plan of action. And if you don't have a plan of action, you're going to fail. You know. So let's work on yourself. Right, there's a couple of questions tonight where people have sent in. If you want to send any questions in on any subjects you want to talk about, it's really handy, you know. Somebody said to me, what does alcohol do to your brain? Well, it fried my brain. Fucking fried it. I used to get very, very anxious, as I've mentioned before. Anxiety took over my life, and it became so bad I couldn't do anything for myself even, you know. Even footsteps past the apartment would be, why are we frightened? Why do you get frightened of people? It's mad, isn't it? It was only people walking along, getting on with the normal days. You become worried about everything. And I just became, I said before, shut up before myself. So, you know, to the brain, it completely disables your brain away, and you become so worried about it, even a bill. And I mean, everyone has problems when they're sober. We all have problems in life, but it becomes magnified when you are drinking. And you've got these terrible, what you think are terrible worries. And 90% of what you worry about, 95% of what you worry about never comes true anyway. Hello, Claire. As I said earlier, the ads are off here, so it should flow better. And I pinned the Buy Me a Coffee link at the top. Look, society causes all of a society, because it's so available, isn't it? It's there as soon as you become a teenager. It's a natural progression. No, parents don't really bat an eyelid when kids drink, do they? I mean, I took my daughter on holiday when she was about 14. She ordered a glass of wine. Well, she didn't order. I didn't drink then. I was sober for 8 years. So I got her a glass of wine. I think she was 14 in Portugal. I'll never forget it. It was me and her. And sitting there in this English, I think it was Albufeira or the Briscoe. And I said, I'll have a glass of white wine, because that's what she wanted. And I'll have a Coke. Obviously, the waiter brought the Pepsi for her and gave me the wine. That's what we round. And he looked twice. He just sort of laughed. And then she went into this tiny little handbag she had and pulled a pack of cigarettes out. What's going on? Madness, isn't it? But I thought I've got to let her live a bit, because you can't keep kids cocooned, you know, in a world of not knowing what's going on. Hello, Terry. How are you doing? Hope everyone's well and had a good day. So what alcohol did to the brain for me was complete anxiety. Some people it screws them up and makes them go angry. Some people get jealous. Some people start to be violent. Others get very depressed. When we joined the working men's club at 18, it was a massive deal. Everyone was boozing young. Yeah, it's true, Paul. We used to get this card called a CIU card. Some of the Southerners might not know about this. And it would allow you in different clubs. Well, a club is different to a club. You know, it's different to a nightclub in Cambridge. A club was where working people went. There's not many them in Cambridge, is it? Although I love Cambridge. I lived in Cambridge for a while. However, it's a different level of society. So the clubs would have huge glasses which were oversized. Yeah, that's the CIU gold card, and the committee used to run the clubs. They have huge glasses, and you get pour a pint, and it'll be about an inch at the top. And the tables were all Formica. None of the tables were very, very comfortable. And in the main bar area, what happened was there was normally a barmaid in the main bar area, but it was men only customers whatsoever. Babylon, Baby Joe, you scam artists off unscribing, charging money for help, you indecent thumb. We'll get rid of Baby Joe, he's a wanker. First wanker of the evening, not even 10 minutes in. We're doing well, aren't we? We love the haters, mate. Absolute tossers. This is 000. Sad drink, happy drink, celebratory drink, funeral drink, wedding drink. Yeah, a drink for all occasions, isn't it, really? Let's give this Baby Joe, the little bald-headed man, some stick. He's bound to be single, isn't he? Evan, I was suicidal on the booze. Now drink a lot less, still the same. I'm just lost. Yeah, I'll get where you are. It's affected us in so many ways, isn't it? Most of the people on here have been through a lot. Down my first drink bottle of dry blackthorn cider, 14-ish. New Year's Eve. It gives me confidence. It did give me confidence, yeah. Yeah, I used to drink my dad's home brew. That was fantastic. I think we all drank a little bit from social anxiety. I mean, a lot of teenagers get social anxiety. I mean, somebody came with a fantastic question last night. Why do some people get addicted and others don't? I mean, nobody knows, do they? Maybe it's just in your makeup, you know. Let me know if these lives are better without the ads. This is only the second night without the ads. There's not monetized, so I'll put I'll pin the link at the top. Buy me a coffee. If you want to drop a super chat in, please do. And if you benefit from the channel and it's helping you, then let's help each other. A lot of sirens going on. I don't know if you can hear them. I'll just live near Newcastle, about 2 miles outside. Hangovers let the hair of the dog. Yeah, that's when you got problems when you go from hangover to withdrawal. Because hangovers is generally feeling a bit unwell, and you sort of have a bit of a dry mouth and maybe don't feel like eating breakfast. But when you get to withdrawals, it's a totally different set of rules there, really. And you have this overwhelming desire to drink again to try and get over the pain of the withdrawal. Hangovers are unfortunate and they can be a little bit troublesome. Withdrawals, you feel like you're going to die. And when you get to that point, you really need to put the brakes on it because you need help. When you get to the point of you think, well, I can't survive today without a drink, that's a withdrawal. You're in withdrawal then, and you feel really, really ill. And you get to the point where you think, I can't cope. And that's the time you need to, get help. Trace, I'm in bed after a nice meal and a few glasses of wine. Well, that's good. If you can handle it, then fine, I mean, it's not going to do you any good in the long run, but I drank for years because I enjoyed it. I thought I enjoyed it. It always made me drop off to sleep. I never slept properly. I probably had more than a few glasses of wine. In real terms, I never drank wine, but I drank pints. I drank pints, so I could drink 20 pints. And not every day. I'm about certain times of the month, even when I had a few days off, or I was on holiday, or something happened, and I want to celebrate and all that sort of thing. That was the time. But the brain, I think it hit my brain before it hit my body, if that makes sense. Because I started to feel anxious, but I was still fit and healthy. So I'd go to the doctors for these well-man tests, Blood pressure was all right. I was quite fit. I was still running, going to the gym. Got a little gym underneath or near the police station. Used to go there nights a couple of times a week. So, reasonably fit, strong. Everything was working properly. Didn't have any physical problems. Didn't lose any weight. Didn't put any weight on. Just was looking good, pretty smart. Able to study, pass the exams and stuff. I was doing well. And then the anxiety kicked in. And then I started to pull back everything a little bit. I lost my confidence when the anxiety kicked in. That wasn't good. Beef and chicken, how are you doing, Paul? My dad was alcoholic. Also, my uncle and cousin. People say it runs in families. I'm not so sure. There's a lot of debate about that. I think it's learned behaviour, as I said last night. If all your family are drinking, you tend to follow on. It's like families are really fit. The kids will be fit because they'll go bike riding, and go for a walk, and not watching much TV, and there'll just be more activity outside and all that sort of thing. If you've got parents who eat too much, eat the wrong foods, and the kids are eating the same thing. Learned behaviour, isn't it? Martin, I worked with a guy 10 years who drank red wine in a pint glass. Jesus Christ, it's horrendous. I look very expensive vitamin under the sun. Didn't help me. I took very expensive vitamins under the sun. Richard Bruce, hi, how you doing? Nice to see you all. There's 30 people here, which is good in 15 minutes. I would love to get this to 100 soon. Make a massive difference to the channel. If you want to, if you find this channel and the lives are helping, then please, drop a super chat in, or there's a coffee link at the top, because I think it's flowing much better. Again tonight after the ads, I took the ads off and it's not monetized. It's much better. I would hate to watch something that had adverts in. I was like watching the TV, and I don't watch much TV because of adverts, really. Good, Richard. I'm pleased you're okay. I hope everyone's okay. Anybody got any problems? Just drop a line in here. We'll have a look at what's going on. First time I've got help, I phoned the emergency doctor. Lovely Indian doctor came out a minute. Well, that's good. I told him I was going to top myself. I wasn't, but I knew it would get me admitted to the psych ward. Well, that was good. Did they get you off? tea drinking, Stephen. I've got some coffee. Coffee apparently can help the liver, even with damage. Even when your liver's damaged, it can still help, which is good. It protects the liver. So if you haven't got cirrhosis or any fibrosis, any damage, major damage, then get some coffee down you. I'm not saying loads, but a couple of cups a day if you can do. That'll keep you going. Needs help with alcohol, need to come off it. So there's no problem, we can help you. But my GP and all the GPs won't do anything. Daniel, drinking every evening. I no need to stop, but finding it hard, like a routine. I know, Daniel. Well, if you go on the description of the latest videos, you'll find my number and the link to come off it. Oh, Bertie's here. Did you see the post about you, Bertie? Have a look at the community post. I said, Steve at 10, news at 10 with Bertie. That's a special guest star. I don't know where Ryan is. He hasn't showed up yet. There's time, though. Got enough time for him to come. Bertie, I think you should buy me a coffee for that one. Or buy the channel a coffee for your misdemeanors. I even put a photo of Bertie Bassett in the post. Took me a while to get that. Anyway, I hope you're well. Hope everyone's well. I was talking about alcohol in the brain, how it affects you. And anxiety was definitely my major issue. And Mark, my dad, was an every other day pub drinker. Just kept 2 bottles of wine a week. You kept 2 bottles. But I can see how easy it is to carry on. Yeah. Richard says he's got Darjeeling tea. That's nice. Never had that. That's like the funny taste and stuff you get in hotels. Yeah, so the brain was my massive problem. Tracy, nobody in my family were drinkers. My dad's mum liked a few gins. All the drinkers are only hobby side, uncle, dad, and grandmother. James, one statement you said once that has shocked me. 10 pints of lager is the same as half. It's actually less than that. 8 cans of Budweiser in your was. One of the lads I know, I'm teaching in Manchester, very clever lad. He researches a lot of stuff. He's a very clever bloke. He said 8 cans of Budweiser is the same as half a bottle of vodka. And it was when I did the research myself. Now, if you turn up to watch a football match at your mate's property, or flat, whatever it is, and bought 8 cans, you probably think, oh, that's quite a nice little afternoon drink, isn't it, watching football? If you turn up with half a bottle of vodka, or a bottle of vodka and drank half of it, I think you've got a problem. It's the same amount of alcohol, which is actually quite scary, isn't it? It's absolutely horrendous. Jason, I saw the post. Hope you're well, mate. I'm good. Yeah, all good. Tim, Steve, I think I'm doing the one thing. I mean, though, aren't you a bit bombarded by putting your mobile number on? Not really, Tim. I've got plenty of time for people. I've got plenty of time. I have a good life. I'm fit. I go to the gym. I've got a lot of energy. I've got a fantastic fiance who's very supportive, who's very busy herself. I've got one daughter who's 31, and really, I've always been a high energy person, apart from when I drank. So the mobile number's not a problem. If people like that twat Bojo or something came on earlier and said stupid things about scams, then it's time to fuck off and block them. You will be blocked, you know what I mean? So put your number, it's not a problem. You just press block, don't you? Block and report, and they've gone. Richard, ever had a liquid lunch at the Met? Thousands of times, especially on court. We used to go to court off duty, as it were. I don't mean off duty. Your days off used to be cancelled sometimes with short notice. So say I was off a Wednesday and Thursday, make it a court date on a Thursday, and then we'd go to court, but not in uniform, just go in a suit because your day off on you. And then the court might just finish at 11 o'clock, or the case didn't go ahead, so you got the rest of the day. And they don't really want you maybe do a bit of paid work or something, but often used to finish a bit early and go for a drink and just claim 4 hours or something. Tom, I don't know. So basically, yeah, the police could be very, very sporadic. It's not good for your home life because you can be called in, let's say for court and stuff when it's day off. Didn't really go in for some other duties, and it was a good job. And I didn't really drink on duty. I wasn't that daft. But sometimes was hungover. A lot of people hungover for a heavy session. It's just a lot of people going to work hungover. Builders, construction is the worst for alcoholics. Medics, dentists as well. Doctors, all that sort of thing. There's people who've got high pressure jobs, availability, and a few quid. And it's overthinkers. And most of the people are alcoholics. The ones are our mentors with and support and all the sort of things we want one-to-ones with, they are generally intelligent people, which is good, isn't it? So, I think four winners of the Nobel Peace Prize, I don't know how many there are alcoholics. So there you go. Clever folk, weren't they? Overthinking, overactive brains. Everyone in the 80s was hungover, I agree. It was crazy time. It was madness then, wasn't it? I hope these lives are helping you, and if they are, then please drop a super chat in there or hit the buy me a coffee link, because I've taken the adverts off here and it makes a big difference. I think it's only the second night I've done that. I've only been doing this about 2 weeks now, and it's been really good. I was a joiner, so easy to turn up on a building site pissed in the morning from the night before. Yeah, because nobody's really monitoring the other. I would think it must be very easy to slip into alcoholism if you're self-employed. There's nobody looking after it. I mean, I had a very regimented job and I had to be there. When I worked in a factory, I did an apprenticeship years between the ages of 16 and 21. Everyone was on the piss. Great, because nobody gave a toss. At least the police was disciplined. Was at work as a joiner. Drinking Tiger Lager out of brown paper bags. Yeah. Well said. The devil has got you. Yeah. The devil has got you by the bollocks. And he's not going to let you go anytime soon if you keep drinking. He nearly had me down into hell. Well, I was living in hell, wasn't I? Steve, what type of food do you eat? I eat a lot of seafood, a hell of a lot of salad, as much fruit as I can get, water when I'm at the gym. I like a bit of chocolate before I go to bed. I eat quite a bit of yogurt. I have a couple of pots of yogurt with some raspberries and some banana. Some mornings I have like 3 or 4 eggs with some smoked salmon or whatever, just the cheap stuff, the flake bits. Don't buy the best smoked Scottish salmon. Plenty of protein, eggs, fish, meat. I mean, today I've had some scrambled eggs, 2 toast, some nuts later on. Then I had some jalapenos with some ghost cheeses and bollocks. And then I had a steak. I cut it up, fried it. Made basically rib-eye steak kebabs with lots of salad. And when I knock this off later, I'll have some raspberries and yogurt and then maybe bar chocolate, which is a bit of a mix, isn't it? Then we're up. I'm up early tomorrow, so we're both up early tomorrow. Tim, does buy the coffee take less? Yeah, buying me a coffee is much better to send a donation because they only take a tiny proportion. Whereas if you do such a they take 30%. So buy me a coffee is a much better option. If you don't mind, if you want to donate, then it's the best way. Buy me a coffee is much better. Thanks, Tim, for spreading the word on that. Another thing, if you to get alerted to these lives, I'm going to start doing them 10 o'clock. But if you press the bell thing, that'll work on there. So yeah, Tim, just to qualify for everybody, I've taken the ads off, so there's no monetization. So it's all it's always been free, isn't it? Watch these, but if you want to donate something, it's better through buy me a coffee. It's because they take less percentage, but you can also do a super chat. It's not the end of the world, but I want to get some funding, and so I want to get in the new year. I want to get as many people as possible to a meeting, and it's not going to be like the AA. Don't worry, it's just going to be all of us regular people. But I think by Christmas time we'll have a few hundred. I find alcoholics underneath it all are some of the most kind people. Yes, 100%. We're kind and caring. That's the issue. We overthink. We worry about people. Thanks, JB. That makes a big difference. When get some nice positive comments, and your donation helps as well. As I say, keeps me able to research things. It keeps me focused as well. I don't have to keep lashing out for phones and cameras. Bertie Beast, it's very concerning. The policeman being an alcoholic. Am I allowed to say that? You're allowed to say what you like. Whether it's true or not is a different matter. Put the link in the description. Easier. The link is in the description, Tim. It should be in there. On the links. The link is pinned on the top of here as well. The link should be in the description of nearly all the videos for the coffee, and it's at the top of here on this tonight. There's definitely nothing better than a few pints after a long day on a construction site. Yeah, Tom Ashton. I work in construction. I used to turn up hanging. Yeah, I know. People did. Somebody just said I can't join live streams because of work rules. Excuse me, I would have been. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Thanks to coffee. As I say, if you drop me a coffee in here or whatever you want to do, it's nice to get a bit of donation. A few pence after work. The problem is, if I stayed on the sites and didn't go to college, I would have been an alcoholic or gambling. Well, alcoholics do gamble. That's the problem, because when you lose your inhibitions, you do strange things. Most people are in the bookies, go from the pub to the bookies, don't they? They don't go from the coffee shop to the bookies. They go from the pub to the bookies. You know, remember people to press the like button. So, thanks, James, for that. Which was steak and kidney pie. Oh, I like that. Steak and kidney pie. Tell you what's good with steak and kidney pie. Chips and gravy. I tell you what I had the other day. I had a fantastic. I don't eat pork, which we, once went for lunch and I had this great pork chop thing. Very expensive, man. Pub to bookies, to the pub to the bookies. It's true. Yeah, you don't go from the restaurant to the bookies, do you? I've never been in the bookies where they all smell of or the toilet, like the smell of booze and cigarettes. That's true, isn't it? See, what would you consider as too much alcohol to drink in units in 1 week? Is he? I don't know. I'm not a unit person. I just know that if you drink every day, you're in the shit. That's how I would class somebody that's a problem drinker. If you're drinking every day, you're never going to give your system a rest. That's the problem. Somebody can enlighten Martin on this one. Where's ex-marine tonight? On the piss. Oh, Rain's about. He won't be. He'll join a little bit later. He's got a job on, I think. He's very experienced, him, in life, and alcohol is like me, really. Clever people. A bit older than some of you. I wonder who the oldest person is. Who's over 50? Let's put a little vote on that one. Hello, Nick. How are you doing? Hope you're well. I'm just saying that there's I'm taking the ads off here, so if you want to drop a donation and go to the Buy Me a Coffee link at the top. And I want to get some funding together so we can all get together either before or after Christmas. If you want to get something together. This WhatsApp group thing I'm thinking about. Thanks so much, Tim, for those coffees. Really appreciate that. If anybody else wants to drop something in, I'd be so appreciative of that. Let's keep it going and keep this alive, as it were. Every night we can do this, Thanks again, Tim. You're a top man. We're all top people here. Me. Right. 42, 52. Tracy, 61. Leslie, 63. Well, you know how old I am, if you don't have a guess. Nick, 49. Hi, everyone. Just popping. I had a busy day. Nice and sober. Catch you all tomorrow. See you later, Dottie. Love you and have a good sleep. Darren, 55. There's a lot of old folk on here, isn't there? Frank's young, isn't he, Frank? I bet Bertie Bassett's young. Night, Dottie, for everybody. Manchester's 50. Leslie again, 63. Claire, 37. Youngster Tom Ashdown, 50. I'm going to have a guess for me. Have a guess at my age. I won't be offended. I'm never offended by anything. 30 and a half. That's bollocks, that's Sean. 30. Bertie's 42. Older than I thought. Beef and chicken, 41. It's interesting to get people to, although this is a bit of an update about the WhatsApp group. I'm thinking of doing the Tracy, 60. Frank Foley, well, you know how old I am because you're a friend of mine. No, Taylor Lloyd, 23. Wow. A small amount by you doing great work. Tim, it's not a small amount, it's a fantastic amount. I'm pretty sure every donation that comes on here, I mean that. Anything you can donate is really helpful. I want to buy me a coffee or a super chat, but buy me a coffee is probably the best one. Look, what have I missed? Are we playing bingo? Cheeky bastard. That's quite good. I like that. Oh, God. Are we playing bingo? There's some fucking comedians on here. We go off piste every night with this. It's probably what we're talking about alcohol. I mean, that's class, that. Bingo. Fucking hell. Every night I've had more fun on here than I've ever had when I was drinking. God. Because when you don't drink, your mind clears. So 63 is the highest. Anybody got any advance on 63? If you're over 63, I'll give you a round of applause. If you buy a coffee, you get 2 rounds of applause. If you do a super shot, you'll get 10 minutes of applause. No, I was only joking. What have I missed? Bingo. Cheeky fuck, I is. Something happened last night. So anyway, where's Ryan? He's the other defaulter from yesterday. Twit Ryan. Yeah, I think he's run off. I haven't, I don't block anybody. I just say I do. It's nice for them to come on. It's interaction, isn't it? Do you eat lots of snacks if you're not drinking? Not really. I used to, but I put too much weight in, so I'm like back to, Adonis level now. So not too much crisps or anything like that. I'm trying. I don't know what the laughing's for. Who can beat 63? Daniel, hi Steve, new to the channel. You spoke about alcohol-linked anxiety several times. Yes, that was the worst problem for me, the anxiety. But how quickly did you feel the anxiety left after you stopped drinking? Keep up the good work. Daniel, it was more or less immediate for me. Within a few days, I didn't feel anxious. A few weeks, even. Buy me coffee is so much better, Steve. Guess what? Thank you, Tim. Tim's made a good point there. Buy me coffee link is better than the sort of chats. If you want to drop a little donation at the channel, and let's get together, right? It would be fantastic to get together and have a few hundred of us at a venue. Or maybe just us lot. Come the laugh. Has anyone watched videos of Andrew Hoopman? He's a scientist. Yeah, he's good in Hoopman. He's a doctor, isn't he? He's all over the place, him. He's been doing it a while and he knows what he's talking about. What are you drinking today? Blended up, tonic about. No, I'm having a coffee. Tesco's Gold Blend, apparently. Did a shift with the Earth's worst hangover. Never again. Bloody hell. No, you cannot do that. I had a friend who said, I feel, she used to say the word critical. And eventually went critically ill with the drink. I mean, some days I woke up thinking I wanted to die, And really bad. Really bad. I just try not to think about it too much now. If I felt like they're having a drink, I just think how bad I was, It's not. It's like a horrendous way to live, isn't it? It's not just the drink. It's so the things are associated with them. You know what I mean? With the drink, and I just can't see myself ever going back. I suppose I reached the end, didn't I? When I was like really ill, and I thought, well, I'm not going to live anymore. I can't live. I'm going to be disabled. I'm going to be in a home, or something that's going to happen to me. And I think, well, I can't do that. Can't do that. Do you have any pictures you can show up on live stream when you're at your worst? I don't know how to do that, but if you go on the posts, the community posts are on there, like little bits on there. The posts on this channel, you'll see how ill I was. We scroll down them. I looked about 80. Same with me. I've got lots of photographs when I look really ill. I'll put some more up actually, if you want, on the posts as a mirror pic. Same with me. I was a timid mouse scared of one shadow. Yeah, why we like that? It's a desperate, miserable fight to stay alive. It is. Stephen, you've been a hero. Enjoy your return. Thanks, Richard. I appreciate that. Thanks, Nick. How are you doing? I've just said I've taken the ads off these, so if you want to donate anything, just stick it buy me a coffee, and that would be really helpful. I hope you're enjoying the lives and want to keep on. Michael, 61, first birthday. Got some mashed. I've never tried that. What's it called? Acai to drink. That's that Japanese zero. I think it's Japanese, isn't it? Have anybody tried Erdinger? Because that's quite a nice drink, It's like a wheat beer, but it's very good. It's obviously got to be chilled, It's not a weak thing. It obviously not got any alcohol, very little alcohol, 0.05%, I think. But it's got a bit of taste to it. Some don't have much taste, I don't think. The psychiatrist asked me what was normal. When I said to him, make me normal, I stumped me in a way. He stumped me in a way, yeah. What is normal? Was it hobby and place after being on a drink? Watch videos on YouTube and behaviour of some people. Please have to all. I was quite young when I was there, So it wasn't too bad, but I still felt rough. Everything is good. Hello, Simona. It's back. I told you in about 10:30. And I say, being paid my respect, Ozzy Osbourne. Really, that's good of you, Adam. What a man he was, wasn't he? I suppose he lasted as long, to be fair, but he looked pretty dreadful. He had that Parkinson's. Not tried the zero wine. Have you? No, I don't drink wine, Michael. I've never drunk wine. I'm more of a lager or long drink man, Guinness or something. ECU is one of them. Right. So yeah, when you talk about one, so your brain does get massively affected because it's a depressant. It's a mind-altering depressant. So if anybody said, "I've just invented something which is make you feel good for 2 hours," but it's a mind-altering depressant, it'll kill you in 20 years. It would be illegal, wouldn't it? You couldn't go on Dragon's Den and sell that, could you? It wouldn't go very far. Anyone, any thoughts on minimum unit pricing? Got in Scotland, although later deaths have risen. That's interesting, isn't it? How much to charge one mentioning? It's £49, just a one-off charge, and then I'll do all follow-ups and plans and all that after that, just via WhatsApp calls and video and emails. So it's not a bad price. And I've helped a lot of people. I've got a lot of testimonials if anybody wants to see them. And I'm not going to tell lies, am I? Frank Foley, sorry, not sure anything. I was asking. Can you just type that again? Look, I missed that one. How come you only stuck to lager and never spirits? I tried spirits, but I liked the long drink. I didn't like the taste of spirits. It was I just found them a little bit acidic, and I wasn't a wine drinker. I was brought up on pints. Maybe like Paul, Northeast was very much of a working man's, let's go for a pint place. Men never drank pints, especially wine in Newcastle. You know what I'm saying? It was a bit like that. And when I went to London when I was 21, I just get on with the pints. Well, everyone did. The policemen were like that. There was no like, oh, I have a glass of wine, Sergeant. It was like, have 5 or 6 pints after the shift and get on the underground. It's the way it was, I find days on the session log get too much. Yeah. Why do we do this, Why do we, the big thing to me now, I've noticed when I've been in Manchester, especially when my daughters, people go day drinking, don't they? What's so? I never went day drinking. I just went drinking any time of the day, But yeah, the brain is affected. You become disillusioned, pissed off, tired, lose your ambition, lose everything. How it affects your sleep? We'll know about that. You don't sleep properly. It can get you to sleep, but you don't actually feel that you had a good rest, do you? You always feel a bit rough and a bit rough around the edges and just like kind of focused, really. The mental health side of it, this is linked a bit like to anxiety, the mental health side, isn't it? I was all Jack Daniels, enjoy reloads. Oh, thanks, Adam. Oh, I did try a few reloads once. There was something called Wad with 6X, so I used to date a school who lived in Somerset. I liked that because it was easy to drink. He used to have a mate who he knew a nightclub owner, Sleeping is hard. Had lots of insomnia. Yeah, that's true. Richard seems bad. Yeah, he knew a nightclub owner. When we finish shifts sometimes, or a pub owner, it's just like a late night drinker owner. He used to ring him up and say, "I'm coming with a mate. Can you get 6 pints ready before an hour before we come in?" I thought it's a bit fucking odd. Anyway, I said, "Brian, what's that for?" I said, "Why do you pre-warn them to get the drinks ready? Because if they've been standing for an hour, then the semi-flattening drink them quicker." What's all that about? Adam, my mate said he was brilliant at homebrew. My dad was actually very good with homebrew. Made a massive difference to it. The taste of homebrew compared to the lager I used to have in the pubs. I think I had to drink the Carly and some of the weak stuff. I had this homebrew. Used to decant it from the bottle into a big jug. It was fantastic. When I was drinking, I used to get awful attacks of heartburn, but once I stopped drinking, yeah, it's very true. Your body reacts to all this poison, Once you're clean of it, once you have a clean diet, a cleaner diet, then everything will improve, Everything will improve. Your diet, your digestion, just everything. Your skin, your teeth, your hair. My hair fell out when I was drinking to it. Absolutely horrendous. And so I hope you get some of these one-to-ones. And if you want to drop a super chat or buy me a coffee buy me a coffee is pretty better. Then please do, and it'll help me to keep this running, keep the content up to date, and recent and sort of, and even newsworthy in some cases. There's always something in the news about alcohol. Hello, Neil. How are you? Nice to see you. And now the ads are running, then it's good to boost the channel a bit with this link at the top. I pinned at the top. I pinned at the top. I'm just getting used to this computer, you know. I've had it for a year when I started the channel. I never used it. I use a laptop, use the laptop, do the lives. It took me a year to get around with it. The first pint, Stephen, up the bar, not much the size. Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Stops the shakes. Good, thanks, Neil. It's good, man. You're doing well. He had to go making his own. Still, really, you know, Italian crap on my 18th beer goes in the cod batter. Oh yeah, I suppose it does. And some people like spirits. I never did, you know. The only spirit I actually had in volume was something called Raki, which was a Turkish sort of ouzo. And I was only about 23 at the time. Just got married. I got married far too young. And every time you had a glass of water after you had it, you're drunk again. I was ill for about 4 days and never really took just a spirit after that. I don't know if anybody's tried that Raki. Absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Day 20. Well done, you, Neil. Round of applause for Neil. Anybody's getting sober? Well done. If you relapse, it's just part of the game. The time you'll know when you stop for life is when you are ready. You'll feel ready to give it up. And you'll have a plan. You need a plan, you know. You need a plan of action. You need some focus. This time next year, I want to save £5,000. This year, next year, I want to be going to the gym 4 times a week. This time next year, I want to, do this. I want to join something. I want to have a holiday. I want to have another hobby. I want to do something healthy. Because if you don't do that, you slip back into drinking again, and you slip back into habits very quickly because it will bring you down quick. So quick, as I said before. If you haven't heard this, I lived in Greece for a while, so that Raki's horrible, isn't it? So if you it'll really take you down quick. Any booze that you go back onto, but when you get to the point where I'm going to go forever. I mean, I met Benji briefly, a friend of mine he's got liver disease. He drank again, and he was being sick in the morning. Took him straight to the hospital, and he was told again, if you drink again, you'll die. He said, I'm going to give this Guinness Zero a month and see how it gets on. Well, he's going to die, isn't he? If after a month he goes back on it. The doctors have told him you will die if you keep drinking within a year. He's only going to give it a month. What's the appeal of it? Because when you've been off a month, you do feel better. But lots of times I went back. No, because I craved it. Mine was more of an emotional thing, or like a confidence thing, really, even as an adult, or going on a date or have a drink. It's crackers, isn't it? But you can't see any point in drinking alcohol-free drinks whatsoever. Easter on, yeah. It's true, that. Thanks, Paul. Have you tried some Booker? No, I haven't tried that. Well done. Keep the good work. I'm meeting more and more people, Steve. They are quitting. Well, that's good, Michael. I think we associate that. When we're coming off the booze, we mix with different people. We've got 56 people now. And I hope it's benefiting you all. And if, like I said, if you want to drop a super chat in, or even better, buy me a coffee, because there's less commission on that. It sort of helps the channel as a whole. Please do. And it helps me to keep everything current and, worthwhile. And it's going pretty well, I think. Because this was just an experiment a couple of weeks ago, this live thing, I also do the one-to-one mentoring, as I said, which I know this is all general stuff, but I can sort of find out your particular problems, do a video for you. It's only £49 for a one-off payment. Now follow up with things, welfare checks and all that sort of thing. And check in with me if you think you're going to relapse. I've got a very high success rate with this because I do have a few things I can drop in which will help you all, or help individuals, because I need to find out what stage you are and all that sort of thing. Like a friend of mine used to have a mouth tube running through the ceiling of his car to a hidden bottle of whiskey. Jesus Christ. The ends we go to, to hide the drink and things like that. That's incredible, Samara. Brass Brewery, Burton and Trent. 90% of pub friends are not your friends. That's true, Frank. Not your friends, are they? Tracy, one of my neighbours went Tenerife and got a liking for Spanish brandy. She became addicted, ended up moving to Tenerife and died. Fucking hell. A lot of people have gone to Spain and Canaries and places like that, where it's cheaper. warmer, and they've drunk themselves to death. We've got 60 people now, which is really good on a pretty miserable Wednesday evening at 10 to 11. It's fantastic, the number that. And as I said, hi, Sean. Nice to see you. I was talking about the effects of alcohol on the brain and the sleep and how it affects us all and how we feel terrible. Withdrawals. There's so many different subjects we can talk about. But chip in with anything you want, This is ad free, so if you want to drop a chat in or buy me a coffee links pinned at the top there, then please do. It's nice to keep the channel moving and keep it current and keep everybody on here. I went last year to my old local. It was from Manchester 999. Hadn't been in 4 years. Was shocked to see how many of the locals had dramatically the drink has aged them. Yeah, incredible, isn't it? I hadn't been in the boozer for 3 years when I was really ill, and I was better then after 3 years. And the people I used to see 3 years prior, they look 10 years older. They look 20 years older than me now. And a lot of them have had strokes, heart attacks, some in wheelchairs, some have had sepsis, a couple have died. The time start, we'll keep the numbers. Yeah, thanks, Neil. Yeah, maybe we'll do 10 o'clock all the time. I mean, I'll not be on I'll be on maybe 11:30 because I've got an early start tomorrow, which I don't have normally, but well, now and again I do. So Marina, pub friends are really acquaintances, of course they are. I mean, you couldn't ask one of them to give you a hand at the weekend to dig a garden. That's a very good point, actually. No, none of them people I used to drink with could dig a garden. They couldn't even get to a garden. Most don't even have a driving license. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised that you only ever drank lager. When I was bad, I was drinking all kinds. No, I didn't. I never did that, Paul. No. Even in the end, I was drinking a bit of Stella. I used to be sick the first can or two. I used to put a little bit of lemonade in it. See, my mother was an alcoholic. My dad and I used to find stashed empty bottles, horrendous, in the back of the oven. God. Just been reading all that. Wetherspoons sales are booming. Of course, yeah. Guinness sales are up. The report is good news. I know it's terrible. Those people in the pub don't give a toss about you. That's very true. They want you to be as bad as them. You get a lot of jealousy, from people. When husband and me got banned from local, none of us. Yeah, good point from Frank Foley. Yeah, it is a very, very good point. Acquaintances mean nothing, Submariner says. Please drop a super chat in if you want, or buy me a coffee and keep the donations coming if you can. It doesn't matter how much it is. Submariner makes a good point. The acquaintances, they don't do anything for you. They're not very helpful. They're not reliable, and most of them borrow money. I just found out the other night a guy who he didn't con me out of money. He used to con the younger lads out of money. Said the money coming to him. He's a typical fucking liar. He's been asking loads of people for cash and owes them thousands. Twat. It's a beautiful sunny day on the coast of British Columbia, and I got patio fever, but staying strong. We're veering around. Good. Keep off it. I used to hide whiskey in a spare wheel. Yeah, I do that with bottles of beer. It's hard to be an alcoholic if you're a lager drinker or a beer drinker, because I had a rucksack, but the bottles would clank along like that. So I had to put each bag in a sock. Each bottle in a sock to stop them clanking. Pub friends are only friends in the pub you never met. Yeah, you would never speak to them. Actually, I was in a pub in York with my partner last year, and it wasn't a Wetherspoons, but it was a similar sort of crowd in there. I mentioned Wetherspoons to her a little bit in the past and said, would you actually, if you turn the clock back a few years when you met, and if you were sober, would you actually thanks Adam for that donation. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. You're top man, Adam. We all top people in here. All top people. Thank you very much. Really, really impressed. So she said to me, would you normally associate with these people? I said, no, I only did it when I was ill. But when I'm sober, I don't need to associate with those sort of people. I'm not a snob, but I just didn't have any affiliation with them, you know what I mean? I didn't have any crack with them. They talk about things which are just nonsense, really, about how the beer's gone up 2 pence and how everyone should be deported and all these sort of things. People should be shot and dogs shouldn't be allowed to wander around the streets. Just fucking nonsense, basically, and I can't be on that, you know what I mean? I just think it's just the type of people that I used to associate. I wouldn't if I was sober. That's what she's trying to say, I think. How did you manage to hold down the job so long? Please, I wasn't drinking madly all the time, I mean, I was drinking, but a lot of us drank. It was a culture. Try and watch a program called Life on Mars. It's really interesting because a lot of people did drink. I mean, solicitors drink, judges drink, doctors drink. I knew a surgeon who was an alcoholic. He's dead now. It's not just the police. There's loads of people drink. Armed forces people drink. The government ministers drink more than anybody. They've got a 24-hour bar in the House of Parliament, and they're making decisions which will possibly send us to war. Churchill was a massive alcoholic. It's not just policemen. You know what I mean? It's just like, people say to me, "Oh, how do you want to hold down the job?" Look at the society. You just drink too much, don't you? Jonathan, greetings. So I would try to get them to come to the beach. They wouldn't go to the beach. I lost mates due to my mood swings over booze. Paul, have you ever noticed how all the old drunks in the pub tell the same old stories over and over? Yeah, they do, yeah. Same old bollocks, isn't it? It's all nonsense. Very true, Paul. See, the allure of being local, being one of the group, can be strong in my 40s. Now I get that belonging, a bit of crack, mostly from the gym. And the gym's better. And for us men out here, there's a lot better view, isn't it? And for the women there, it's better for you as well. It's a more healthy atmosphere. Were you ever breathalyzed? No, I didn't drink and drive. Let us say boring as fuck, yeah, I agree. I know that was hospitality is rampant. Of course, this hoteliers and everything, it's everywhere, isn't it? Everywhere. You can't just discriminate with certain professions, but certain professions are higher rates. I don't know where they get the figures from. But some professions are slightly higher. I think it's just more, like I said, more availability, maybe working in a team, It's a bit like the armed forces, like I said. There's some marketing back me up on that. A lot of my old mates have just disappeared when I stopped drinking. They do, because they're so jealous, really jealous, of what you're doing. I don't like it when you do well, you see. People hate it when you do well. I didn't lose. My sister and her husband don't speak to me anymore because they loved it when I was down. An uncle of mine and his wife don't speak to me anymore because they loved it when I was down. It's absolutely pathetic, isn't it? Pathetic. I'll mention for the new people who, if you haven't gathered, I've taken the ads off here, and if you want to put a donation in, because there's no monetization, there's no adverts at all, then the coffee link's at the top there, or maybe pop a super chat in, whatever you can afford, really. I want to get some funding together so we can get together at some point, maybe do a newsletter. I'm just going to quickly touch on the Nick's off to bed. Cheers. Hello, Catherine. How are you doing? Stevie C. I suffer from alcoholic neuropathy. My nerve endings are knackered, mate. Pain every day, and now have a walking stick. Catch up with you. Yeah, it does, mind. Night, Nick. Due to the cost of drinking out, people are at home drinking. Yeah, but the thing is, with people drinking at home, you cannot regulate it. 62 people, that's fantastic. Just admit you lost your job because of alcohol. Are you in denial? No, I didn't lose my job. I couldn't afford to live, but I've got a pension. You bellend. Birdie's pissed again, isn't he? Speaking to others on YouTube, that is now your job. How do you know what qualifications I've got? You're very close to being banned, so behave yourself. How you don't know anything about me, anything about my life, my qualifications, or about what I do. Okay? And the best you get back in the sweet packet and go away. It's not an airport, Nick. No need to announce your departure. Well, it is. It's nice. It's well mannered. We're all well mannered here. I've done what I could earlier in the month, waiting for payday. Payday booked him. Oh, Neil, he's got to go, isn't he? I'm not going to engage anymore. It's pointless, isn't it? I just want to call him a dickhead. I don't mind calling him. He doesn't bother me. Every post a few locals, and most of them are crawling to the governor. Not genuine people, in my opinion. Yeah, the amount of people who have tabs and boozers as well, put drinks on the tab, and then they get at the end of the month, they've got like 50, 60 quid. The amount of people they borrow off each other, don't they? This is Wetherspoons near me. It's in Gosforth, right? I said one of the lads today. I said, if this pub got bombed, right? Because everyone's ill in there, apart from me, all on medication. They're all claiming whatever A, B, C, D benefit, right? If that pub got bombed, the doctors in Newcastle could have a holiday, right? And the DSS or the benefits people could save 100 grand a year, a week, maybe even. I'm on my 5th Kestrel watching. Kestrel, well, that's quite strong, isn't it, Jonathan? Jonathan, if you're on that, you can buy a coffee for the healthy people here. Or donate a super chat if you can afford that gear. People who don't want to give up or still stuck love to diss people who are, oh, I know that, yeah. Borrowing money for ale. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Do you still go on pubs? No, you don't. Yeah, I do, Paul, yeah, 'cause I still see the odd person. I do a bit of research as well, something to the odd video outside and just gauge what the sort of what's happening to the people around me in the area, and just see how people are drinking. The Wetherspoons thing bothers me because it's open so early and the prices are so low. Doctors, cops, solicitors, barristers, mechanics, cleaners. Alcohol has no boundaries. 100%, Paul. That's a very good point. Read Paul's comment. That sums it up really. Doesn't matter what level you are. I mean, even Boris Yeltsin, the world, or was he a Russian guy? Wasn't he was on the piss all the time. And who was the president before Obama? Washington. Wasn't it George? So George Bush Jr. He was a massive alcoholic before he got himself sold by me. Well, he got himself off the drink, didn't he? 4 of my local area all in debt. 100%. GDP of a small country. I agree. The Wetherspoons are making absolute fortune out of people's misfortune. How the hell can you be a solicitor or a copper and be a bad pisshead? I knew when I was. Surgeons or heavy drinkers. Doctors, dentists. Dentists have one of the highest suicide rates of any profession. There's all sorts of things going on. 15 quid for cider here in Brussels is a good reason to lay off the drink. Christ almighty. That's crackers, isn't it? So if you're benefiting from the channel, then please drop a super chat or the buy me coffee links at the top there if you want to donate a little bit, because there's no ads on here. I hope it does flow better. I've never watched a live, so I'm not sure how it actually works with ads on it, you know what I mean? But I'm sure it's better. If you think it's worse to completely stop going to pubs, you're right, go and have a... Oh, yeah, I still like socialising. Because I need to socialise. I've got a very busy life. But sometimes I like a couple of, an hour or two to go and have a bag of nuts, isn't it? And I just, just see what's going on. I've got a lot of time to kill in between this, I do the videos, do a little bit of this, do a bit of writing, listen to music, speak to my girlfriend, do stuff with her, and, I've got a busy life, but I still like to pop in. And I want to be healthier. Well, I am healthy. I want you to get healthy as well. I want this to be a massive group, Never had to turn up to work like a cop or doctor because I work from home. Yeah, well, Paul, it's a bit different for you, isn't it? Used to have, I wasn't drinking on like 20 pints every time I went an early turn, I used to have tabs. Yeah, a lot of tabs would be overrun in hospitals, in pubs. And it was a mad rush for people to not pay them, as it were. Oh, I'll give you $5 and all that sort of thing, I was speaking to somebody today who lent somebody to somebody, and they denied giving it back. He hadn't given them the money back. He said he had given the money back. All these arguments start from boozing. It's absolutely fucking crazy. But like I say, the people who I used to drink with, they look really old now. Here's Bertie back. What do you want? I've been off booze over the years, and being a truck driver forced me to control. Yeah, well, exactly, yeah. But Adam says, truck driver, he has to be sober, isn't he? How many years are you off drink? Nearly 6 years now, Mark. I did 8 years prior to that. Darren's I've gone drunk for 12 years. Fantastic. Sobriety gives everything up. Promises, yeah, it's very true. Spending on average £120, $120 per evening on Corona bottles and shows. Oof, you fucker. $100,000. One good day is worth 6 bad ones. That's very true. Shame, well said. Sobriety gives you everything. I agree. When I saw your story earlier about Bertie Bassett, I was thinking, what's that about? What's all that about? Yeah, Bertie Bassett. He's a fucking twat. There's nothing wrong with a few twats. We all work with idiots. Didn't we all work with somebody who think, hey, what a fucking dickhead he is? That's life, isn't it? We can't all be good like the rest of us. We can't all be perfect. Bertie, you still haven't put a donation in. What's wrong with you? You need to put 2 in now for being bad. Anybody else wants to donate a coffee, then please do, or put a super chat in. Thanks very much. When I saw you, sorry, yeah. Let's have caught up a little bit, yeah. How many years? Oh, yeah, 5 no. So, Mark, I did 8 years off between 2006 2014. I went back on through for emotional reasons, really. You always found a pub in the evening after you parked up for the night. Did you? I didn't know that, Adam. I didn't realise truck drivers really drank. Because a lot of the parking places are on these lorry parks, aren't they? Where the police tend to go as well for a cup of tea or whatever. Yeah, it's like a mortgage, isn't what you spend. YouTube guidelines states that there must be at least one troll on every live stream. There you go. Well, we had 2 last night because we're so popular. Well, you were popular. And me. You're the audience. You're the people who make this, not me. I'm just talking with you, you know what I mean? If we could all see each other, it'd be a lot more animated, obviously, wouldn't it? But you get lunatics in every part of it. He's probably quite a nice bloke, really. But he just wants to be a little bit of shine a bit of light on him behind the keyboard. People like that make me laugh, you know. Nice and soon. Oh, honestly, Mark, I just take the piss out of him. Seriously, I really do. Let me know if this is better without the ads, and I'll keep on going with this because we seem to get more people on. Maybe the scheduled time start is better. People know where they are. Particular time of the evening. Yeah, nice guy. We're all nice people on here, you know. We're nice men and women on here. I think I mentioned to Catherine, remind me about something. You like ads, Richard? Do you? Oh, I don't like ads. I just right click and block all the knobheads. Yeah. I'll try and do it. I don't know what you do then. I'll try and find him and when he comes back, you have to take me through that. Right, okay, I'll do that. I'm actually really struggling tonight. I have no idea which way to turn, even though I'm here. We're all completely alone. Well, you're not alone, don't worry about that. You don't want to die, that's crackers. This is back in the 80s, 97. Old kids now. Oh, see, Adam, yeah. It's all changed, isn't it? I mean, the 80s, really, people used to drink drive, didn't it? Manchester 99, thanks very much for that super thanks. Super chat. Really appreciate that. Every donation helps, you know, keep things going. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the coffee that somebody bought, and you know, coffee's good. Anything's fucking good. And all this support, I'm getting nice messages and stuff, and it's nice to see everybody back because to see the same people back, or I see actually a few more tonight. Cheers again, Manchester. We'll much catch up with you in Manchester at some point. I'm often down there. To see the same people back all the time really means it's working. You know what I mean? Urban Engine, some pubs, especially near the beach, Corona bottle is $8 or $9. See you later. Okay, Michael. See you soon. Just look, get a grip. Exactly. The most recent thing I found out about alcohol is that it affects the release of oxytocin, which is known as the love. Daniel Lappin. Oh, thanks very much, Daniel. Appreciate the coffee. Really helps me out. This, you know, you don't know how much it makes a difference to me. It's incredible, you know. Fantastic. I really appreciate that. So good. Thanks again. It's wonderful to see people on here. I'm making some good friends. We're all making some good friends here. Bertie Bastard, here we go. Let's leave him for tonight then. A policeman stopped me the other day and said, "Can you blow into this bag, please, sir?" I said, "Oh, bag of chips." So come on, that's at least slightly better. 61 people, fantastic, going well. Do you work, Luke? Well, Luke obviously doesn't work. Who would employ him? Coffee's like petrol. Look, you turned up a lot with this. Yeah, keep going, Luke, you're fine. Beef and chicken, don't be mean. Most of us have been in Luke's place before, of course. Yeah, Luke has to, you know, just focus on himself and try and get well again. And maybe ring the doctor. I rang 999 in the end. That was the only way I could get actually sorted. And by that time, it was nearly too late. Dublin, look, just take a break. Yeah, I think people can relate to Stephen as you are down to explain things really well and have been there. Thanks very much, Paul77. I try and tell it as best I can, really, because I was, 9 stone. I was dying, and now I'm not dying. I never thought I'd see this day. But 64, it's really good. That's 1 year older than me. I only look 52. If you can be honest with people, and some others have been down there as well, and a few of others have been right down to levels where we commit, thinking about doing terrible things to ourselves, and it's not a good place to be. I'm so happy to wake up every day now, and it's fantastic to have a partner now, and talk to you good people. I mean, I'm so surprised. I get quite emotional about this. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but to have all you supporting me is amazing. It's an incredible feeling to help people. Um, Incredible. But with several drivers who drank when parked up for the company and released. I suppose, yeah, take a few cans. Um, you ever walk in a weird predicament? Well, a few times. I walked in the church once. I was probably about that when I woke up with them two sisters and the boozer they owned in a very dangerous part of London when I was in the Met. Police and I still having warrant card. I wasn't in uniform, which I'd been on the drink. Had some decent clothes on, walked out the pub, and I thought, I'm going to get murdered here. Could have been robbed, anything. The people in here who are still drinking really want to stop. Don't think you're weak. Well, I hope that you will get there. You will. You're not weak at all. I'm not weak. 65 people. Wow, fantastic. 65. All 65 of you. There's no adverts on this. If you want to add a little donation and buy me coffee, please do. I'd be really grateful. Or a super chat or something. Doesn't matter how much it is. It's made a big difference going ad free. Cheers, Steve. Thanks for answering my questions. Daniel, welcome. We're all welcome all the time. This is going to grow and grow. This, really will. You got to be. Nobody makes concessions for you in the real world. Work for because you were not on. But it's a level playing field. Yeah, it's the hardest part being sober. Yeah, could be right. Thank you, Paul. Stay strong. You're doing amazing work. Thanks very much, Rachel. Nice to see you on here. Now, Rachel is one of my first supporters, and she's got really fit and healthy with it. She's stuck by it. Like I said, told her what to do, and she's like, "You're not really killing it." And follow Rachel because she knows what she's talking about. And a lot of others on here. Keep in touch with the people who've got there. Don't listen to the wankers in the pub who say, "Oh, you should be drinking, have one." Always take advice from people who've been there and have been successful. Right? Never take dating advice from somebody who's been divorced 4 times. Take advice for everything, by any subject, from people who are successful. That's what I've learned over. I probably learned it a bit late in life, but there you go. Thanks, Lock 11. Like a big tip to stay sober: if you relapse, don't be so hard on yourself. Be nice to yourself and have another crack. You've got to keep going. Yeah, you've got to be strong. You've got to keep going with it. When I was bad, I'd stop for a few on the way to the dentist just to talk. Well, somebody mentioned the other day, I couldn't even get my hair cut without a drink. I felt so nervous. Why was I nervous about sitting in the chair? I was nervous about getting the bus, getting the taxi, walking on the street. Because I only fell over a couple of times when I had seizures. I never fell over even when I was drunk. But I had this feeling I was going to fall over. It was like outside my body. It was really weird, Your fruit and veg, you must eat fruit and veg. You must eat some meat. Don't forget about this vegetarian nonsense. Have a bit of everything. Have a balanced diet. That's the key. Look, hanging there, buddy. Look, you must hang in. Nobody's being mean to Luke. Rachel, oh, thank you so much. It means a lot. Your help has been valuable. Thanks, Rachel. You're welcome. You've been with me since the very early days, really. I was actually in Dublin, with Samantha 3 weeks ago for a wedding. Say something, everyone, drink. It is. Drink is the poison. I thought I was unique in that. No. We've all sat in dentist chairs. Don't replace one addictive with another because you're an addictive personality. Good point, Bertie. Yeah, don't move from this to gambling or this to, drugs or another type of drug. And many bars or in hotels aren't being paid. Yeah, exactly. Costs a fortune. It's a horrible feeling when you relapse. You feel so bad. Yeah, but you've got to get back on the sober trail. As I said, I keep saying this, but if you feel this is benefiting you and you're getting something out of it, then please stop the super chat, or even better, a little buy a coffee thing, because that's good for the channel, keeps it moving, keeps it current, and I want to get us all together at some point. When we get 100 people working there, I'll just interject here something. Somebody mentioned about a WhatsApp group. What I'm thinking is we do a WhatsApp group, a private WhatsApp group, and we join it. I know it sounds ridiculous. Well, you might sound ridiculous, but like it was charged maybe $9.99 a month, which is 30 pence a day to a private group, because it's going to take a lot of work to manage a WhatsApp group. I don't know what you think about that, but I put a post on about it. I've got a few numbers already, but if you do want to join the WhatsApp group, and it might put a membership charge. It was only $7.99 a month. Sorry, $9.99 a month. Then we can run that, and you can talk to each other when I'm not about. Yeah. Does that make sense? There's my number there. Make a note of that number. text me on that. We'll get a WhatsApp group. It'll cost £30 a day. And then if you're having problems or you want to speak to, if Catherine wants to speak to Mark, who wants to speak to the Submariner, who wants to speak to Daniel, you can all do that when I'm not available, right? I think that would be really good for chatting. And it could be like a 24-hour service. Does that make sense? Because these, what are they called, Samaritans? We're not like Samaritans, but it's not the police where there's thousands of people to talk to, only me and yourselves. And I think that's maybe a good idea for less than £10 a month. And you can just cancel it if you don't want to do it. I think it would be good for people to make connections, not just for alcoholism, but for business as well, even. Daniel might be a carpenter who knows Dublin photos, got a photograph place, who knows Neil, who's a mechanic, who knows somebody who's a banker, who's a barrister, and so on, So text me on a number, and we can all support each other, you see. I don't think £9.99 a month's part for a private WhatsApp group, because it needs to be managed by somebody, and I cannot do it 24 hours a day. But I could get my daughter to look at it and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So a small fee would help towards it. But let me know. I've put a little post in on the channel. You know where the posts are. I don't put many posts on, but they're quite useful for getting some, feedback and that sort of thing. Yeah, lonely isolation. Isolation's terrible. Hands been dry 2 weeks. I'm at crossroads as to get pissed with the guys or not. Just stay dry. It's far easier in the long run. But then, was that my weekly smart meeting today? Is any good? Full-time recovered alcoholic and part-time software developer. Well, there you go. So Mark can be this full-time software developer. Get this WhatsApp group going. We can help each other and maybe save a bit of money. You know what I'm saying? It'd be good, wouldn't it? I think it would be. £10 a pint. Well, you do it for a whole month, you see. £30 a day. It's bollocks all that you find out at the bus stop. We won't buy, don't you? And then it would be like a private club where we discuss all things alcohol and then discuss other things that you might need help with. Because there'll be experts on all sorts of things among these people. I'm just doing that with all of you like that. There'll be experts in lots of different things here. Fitness, nutrition, fashion, cosmetics. Because when you get well again, you want to branch out into everything, get better with everything. Because when you're drinking, you're not interested in what you look like, what you feel like, what your hair's like, whether you put any moisturiser on, whether you clean your teeth properly. We have loads of tips. 100 people, there's 60 odd here already. Get them all into a WhatsApp group. We can share ideas about life. Because when you don't drink, you have a life, don't you? You know what I mean? Bertie, you couldn't set a YouTube channel. You couldn't even set yourself up. You couldn't run a bathroom in a business, Bertie. Come on. And it's very difficult to stop when you're in deep. A big part of that is the fear of terrible withdrawal. It is the fear of withdrawal that was terrible for me. A lot of anxiety. Yeah, thanks, Rachel. It's not worth going on a drink again, Hans. Really isn't. Yeah, can't wheel a lot. Maybe better for me. Bertie's he's making me laugh, isn't he? George Neal, the insomnia is unreal. It is. You get used to it though. Mark, good night. I'm going to wrap this up about 11:30, so I've got an early start tomorrow. But it's been good so far. If you want to put a donation in on the Buy Me Coffee, then please do. It all helps to keep this going and keeps me able to keep it going, as it were, and produce videos and stuff. Or a super chat. Doesn't matter how much it is. It all helps to keep it current and up to date. Bassett, you go minus some money. You would. Neil Bassett would have nothing left. Does he know how to do a video even? He's too busy making them licorice sweets. Couldn't believe I had to show him my passport when I went to Isle of Man. It's crazy, isn't it, Adam? The border thing now. Good night, Tracy. I'm off. Cat Weasels off as well. Early start. Good man. I'll look into the ebook. Okay. I think the Lockie. When I'm thinking about a private WhatsApp group, my number's on it. I'll put my number on again. Let me know if you want to join the group, and we'll have a private group, which will cost for membership, right? Less than 30 pence a day, and then you can talk to each other when you want instead of waiting to come on here. And so we'll do this as well with me. like chairing it, and other people can dip it out. And from then, we can do other things with it. As I said earlier, you can talk to each other about anything. And, if somebody's a solicitor or legal person, or there's a tradesman who lives nearby. I mean, Paul doesn't live far from me. You help each other out. There's loads of networking to be done on here. Yeah, thanks, Adam. Thanks, Scott. I've got a few numbers. I'm just gauging. I just had to think about how to set it up. And just a WhatsApp group that's going all over the place. No good. You need to have a membership. It's properly. Yeah, you can look. Just text that number. My number 07837205361. It's all over the place in descriptions. I put my number on. I don't mind putting my number on. If Bertie wants to text me, you can. I'm not bothered. I'll just block him if he's a dick. I have no interest in anything worthwhile less than the credit of the No, Paul, you have no interest in yourself. Bertie, I don't understand why people think you're daft. That's why we think you're daft. That statement answers your question, really, doesn't it? Just try to be normal. And it's hard for somebody to be normal. There can't be. There are some stupid people on. You might be very intelligent, and if you are, I hope you are, and you can maybe help me out with a few issues. But I'm just guessing you might not be able to. Bertie bastard, my God. There used to be a guy at work. He was called Chris. Fucking unbelievable. He was like always having problems when I was sergeant. Oh, Sarge, fucking like that. That's Bertie. I can see it being reinvented. Fly, yeah, I do fly quite a bit. About every month, have a little weekend away. Bertie, the attention seeker. I hope Bertie's back. I'm actually going to make Bertie a guest. Bertie Bassett, what are you here for? Stop. You bring nothing to the channel. That's true. Good point next summer. Just disruption. Yeah, I do fly now again. I could fly quite well now. When I started drinking, I got a lot of anxiety, and then I took a couple of diazepam when I was off the drink to fly, and then I'm perfect now. I've been off the drink nearly 6 years, so once you're off the booze, then you can actually concentrate on your life and everything will settle down. Fred Bassett. So yeah, flying's fine. The anxiety will come down when you stop drinking. Everything will get better. Your body will fight for you. Yes, Bertie Bassett is enough to drive everyone when you want to drink. Fred Bassett, who the hell's Fred Bassett? Is Fred Bassett that dog? Every village needs an idiot. Well, I actually think he's like a city idiot, isn't he? Maybe a UK idiot. He's this challenge idiot. He's going to get a lot of stick for it. It's actually quite nice to have a little bit of humour in a very serious subject, because if we're getting well, our humour's going to come back. Yeah? Next, Mr. Bean. Yeah. See, where's Red 90s? They stood, yeah. The Red 90s. Well, you haven't got a clue about the stud bit, but that's a different world now. He's all right done, but no, I'm not going to ban. I've got no intention to. He's good value, isn't he? If you know what I mean by that. He's very good value. He costs nothing, but he keeps things from running along nicely. As I said, when you get well, you will get your humour back. I was so miserable when I drank. If you go to the pub, Paul, yeah, cartoon dog. Anyway, if you go to the pub any day of the week, you see these lonely old men and women sometimes in the bar. None of them look happy. I've never met a happy alcoholic. All the sober people, or people who are trying to get sober, were very upbeat. I'm very upbeat. I was a right miserable bastard when I was drinking, because I had hangovers all the time. I felt trapped. I felt bad. I felt horrendous. You know what I mean? And that's the serious side of it. The serious part of it is it was going to kill you. And there are ways to get off. And I help Rachel get off. I help other people get off. I help a lot of people doing the one-to-ones, because I can structure a plan in an individual. And the links in all of the descriptions. I'm helping as many people as I can, because I would hate anybody to get where I was. And that was right at the bottom of the bottle. It was the bottom of life. I would say I didn't even exist. I used to love the CB radio, but does that not exist anymore? The CB radio. I suppose the mobile phones have taken over on that, haven't they? Really. That's the thing. I love strawberries. Yeah, I do. Actually, I like raspberries better. Catweasel, this is not an airport. There's no need to announce your departure. Honestly, it's getting quite funny, this, isn't it? It is good, but we need to keep up the momentum of a few serious subjects, a few coffees, a few super chats to keep this moving. And we're going to do the WhatsApp group. Please text me that if your number. I've got a few numbers. There's no point in starting it with just a few. We need about at least 50 people. We can easily get 50 people to join for £10 a day. Sorry, £10 a month, 30 pence a day, surely. And you can talk amongst yourselves, as it were. I don't mean anything rude by that, but you know what I mean? See who cries on the Titanic stuff. Did you ever, like, Bookfast? I've never tried that, actually. I'm waiting at gate 19. So text me if you want to join the group. Bertie, Stephen, no, addicted to coffee. I'm addicted to you, Bertie. If you're not on, I'm going to miss you. If you're not on tomorrow, I think you've either been arrested or you've fallen off the roof or you've been run over by a Mars bar. Yeah, text me that number if you want to join the WhatsApp group. I haven't set it up yet, but I will if I get enough numbers. And then if I'm not here because I'll be away, and then, you know, I'm doing something else, then you can call in. And there's some very experienced people on here who can maybe point you in the right direction if you get down lonely. Because obviously, it's, you know, when it gets a bit later at night, people get very down. And you've got to remember, this has been quite a good summer so far now. We've only got another couple of months of this. When you start hitting September, it's cold and wet. And then you're going to get the dark nights and whatnot. And people will be even more lonely then. So you'll need this. You know, it'll be helpful. So to keep it going, stick a coffee in or a super chat. Keep it going all through the winter. Because the winter time, this is going to balloon. And you will be running this if you want to, or at least be part of it. Because there are so many problems with alcohol. It's on the rise, you see. The media keep banging on about how younger people don't drink as much. Well, I think they do. I've seen it on these rough estates in the northeast. You know how much they're drinking. How many people are in hospital? I've been to hospitals to speak to people, and visit people. There's lots and lots of alcohol. I go twice a year for a scan. I've got another one on the 5th of September. This is like a precautionary thing. Every time I walk into the Freeman Hospital outpatient area, and I go to hepatology, which is liver and gastro, so both linked, it's fucking packed. And the consultant I see, fantastic woman, and she says it's getting worse. She isn't saying that, there's so many words, but I can just tell by the demeanour. Tea can be very addictive. Catherine Bertie's addicted to bullshit, he is, man. Think about how a lot of places in the Middle East alcohol is totally illegal and banned. How many lives are saved because of it? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, well, we can save a lot of lives on here if we want to, if we keep focused, keep the channel moving. You know, get a few quid going, get a few people going, save everybody in the air for a start. Because there's a few people who've gone down a little bit. I hope we can bring them back. Bob was a bit down the other night. I hope he's okay. 70s, 80s were brilliant for trucking. Yeah, the 70s and 80s were good, weren't they? I had a friend who was Lloyd's Lloyd. And thank you very much for that, Covey. I really appreciate that. It makes such a difference. A little bit of support here and there. And it will boost everything on here. We'll everything get better. We'll all get better and we'll be super healthy by Christmas. All of you will be off the drink by Christmas. Guaranteed. Because you won't want to come on here and be the only one drinking. And you'll be all super fit and look marvellous. And if there's some way I can get a link up to do video, I can do that. I'll speak to my fiance or my daughter about that. And then, you know, we'll try and meet up somewhere. And we'll hire a hall and it'll be great, you know. I think it'll be a good thing to look forward to. And I think this WhatsApp group will be good. So text me your number. Let's get 50 people and we'll start a WhatsApp group. Deal? And see how, if anyone manages $9.99 a month, it's 30 pence a day. Chuck, no, I'm not breaking any cash. It costs a lot of money to get phones and cameras and run stuff, you know. My flight, I got a very good income up, invested in property when I was young. I don't need money. Thankfully, I worked hard when I was young. My flight is boarding now. See you soon. Cheers, Neil. Decaf Betty. Lots of foreign drivers know now. Oh, I've seen the foreign drivers. A lot of fatal accidents caused by foreign drivers. I don't think that I'd hear the tachographs today. Excess caffeine can cause anxiety. Babe, I have to give your mother a phone back. Go back your colouring book and crayons and tidy your room. That's a good point. Yeah, thanks, Maria. Yeah, make sure he tidies his room up before he goes to school. In 6 weeks, he's got 6 weeks off. As well. Yeah, that explains it, Samara, isn't it? The reason Bertie's here is school holidays, isn't it? Summer holidays. Started last Friday. He's been on since Monday, isn't he? There you go. That explains it. Well done, Samara. You're better a detective than I was. Yeah, so let's keep it going. With an hour and a half. We're nearly starting out. I'm going to wrap this up a little bit earlier tonight. I'll be on tomorrow, same time, Steve at 10. Trevor McDonald's moved on, so I'm taking over from him. The glasses are only for effect because the type's small. I don't wear glasses. These are £1.19 from Savers, but they make things a little bit bigger. Caffeine can cause jitters. It's a hell of a lot better than alcohol, though, isn't it? That's the main thing. Yes, so Bertie, just to reiterate, give your mum the phone back, go back to your colouring book, and perhaps you'll have homework if you're off for 6 weeks, and tie your room up, and meet your mates tomorrow and go to the park, and maybe do a bit of fishing, if you can, in the river. That'll keep you out of trouble. And don't drink any cheap cider. Right, well, thanks for the book's good. Again, text me numbers for this WhatsApp group. It was, spoken about the other night. Yeah, exactly me. Being arrested for coffee. Okay, Catherine, good night. Good night, everybody. I'm going to go now because I've got to be up in about 6 hours and I need to have my raspberries and yogurt, don't I? Been a pleasure again. Thanks for anybody who's donated, all donations. Thanks for all of your help. Thanks for every single comment, including Bertie's. And we shall speak to you very, very soon. And Bertie, get to bed, will you? You've got an early start tomorrow. Your dad wants you to clean the car. Okay, we'll see you soon. Take it easy tomorrow and all the rest of you and Mia. And I will definitely catch up with you tomorrow. Anything comes up, you know what to text. You've got the number on there. And I'll speak to you soon. All the best. Bye-bye.